I move for no man, no man, no man, no man, no man. We'll call it a draw. No man. Just
MS Judea. What's up? What's up, Jewish motherfucker?
What's up,
Careful.
guys?
Careful, bro. We gotta watch out with anything anti-Semitic. Apparently, that's the flavor of the month right now.
Listen, I live in Boca. I am amongst the Jays, and we are family. It's all good.
Jays, I like it.
Kanye got canceled, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's lost his mind. So.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yo, how funny was it when he actually recognizes that he's gonna be kicked off Twitter, and he's like, I'm just gonna leave my last tweet here, and then he posts a picture of Kanye of Elon Musk without a shirt. You guys see that?
You see the other thing he did? He said some basketball player was banging Kim while they were together.
Dude, that guy.
I heard that one too.
I don't really know why he would. I mean, I guess it blows up his spot. So,
dude, he's always in the news. I think that's part of like his shtick.
I guess it blows up his spot, but it's also, I don't know, dude. Like if I got cheated on, I don't know if I'd be like, I don't know if I want to like brag about.
Yeah, it's not like that shit's gangster. Yo, you gangster. You gangster, Kanye.
You know what? I actually might. If I got cheated, I might just put it out there and be like, hey, listen, hoes be hoeing, you know, it is what it is.
Chris, it's Friday night. What are we doing, guys? What the fuck? Oh shit!
What? How come you guys didn't let me know it was wine night?
I don't know. I mean,
you're drinking fucking Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA over here.
Oh, that's a good dude, Garry. That's a good one. That's a good one.
What is that?
Juice Force IPA. It's like a 10% alcohol, but like very tasty. Like,
but it's super tasty.
Know.
Like,
yeah, it's not like super hoppy.
Yeah, it's not boozy at all. It's wild. It's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
Just like me.
That's the first. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever heard that description for beer. It's very dangerous. It's very dangerous.
It'll sneak up on you, and you'll be calling exes like, "Hey, what's up? What are you doing? What time is it?"
As long as it's not the one that put red duct tape on my house, it's all good. No. No.
Hey guys, this episode is sponsored by Chimera Coffee. Use promo code FLESH25 for 25% off all products. If you love coffee and you buy coffee, then stop doing that right now and hook us up and buy Chimera Coffee at chimeracoffee.com. Yeah.
So, hey, question. It's that time of year. You guys have trees?
I have a fake tree. I don't have a real one, but I didn't put it up yet, but I do have one from last year.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So last year I put one up and I left it up until I want to say a few months before ADCC, which would be like not too long ago. I took it down because the only reason I took it down, I was just going to leave it up all year. The only reason I took it down was because I had to move everything out of my garage and move it into my kitchen so that I could lay mats down in my garage because I got an eye infection leading up to ADCC and I couldn't train with the rest of the team. So I had to like train with Yuting on the mats that I installed in my garage for a week until the eye infection was gone.
Bro, if you got that close, you should have just left it up because it's a bitch to put up.
Yeah, You should have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why, Chris? You put one up?
Yeah, first time I've ever done it down in Florida.
Let me see it.
It's not done yet.
Okay. Are you gonna put a fake one up?
Wait, hold on.
For your background?
No. I got a real one. It's a real one. Yeah, no, we got a real tree. It's real.
I can see that's your real background because you got boxing gloves.
Yes.
Yeah, that's I was trying to. I don't know. I was trying
actually
to
a 3D rendering of his house.
Is that?
Do you see the? The cow pillows?
Is that painting of you?
I do like
in Dominican Republic in the riot. Is that you in that riot?
Me standing over my buddy who's bleeding out, being like, "Hey, you're good. Don't worry about it. It's all good."
That's great.
Yeah, dude, those cow pillows, that's like
Yeah.
real leather and like real cowhide. And I found them in a consignment shop down here, which Florida consignment shops are like literally gold. And I think I got them.
I want to see you in a full alligator suit the next time I see you.
Well, the one I went to was in Wilton Manors, for any of our South Florida listeners, which is the gayest area there possibly could be.
Nice.
It is a very condensed area that is super gay, which is totally cool. I'm down with the gays, whatever.
Did you go with your Speedos
it's
on?
cool enough that you're shopping there. So.
Bro, Garry.
I'm in the consignment shop. These guys were like, "Hey, buddy, take your time." I was like, "Okay, I will."
Garry, Chris goes in his Speedos and gets fucking discounts, bro.
Hell yeah, he does. Shows up in some Valley Tudo shorts.
I wish I knew that.
Starts shadow boxing in the fucking store, and they're just like, "Ooh, who's this boy over here?"
Shirt off.
So I see this classic Playboy with some boxing gloves on it. So I have another podcast that I do, and this is going to be front and center for it.
You're cheating on us? Is
and
that what you tried to slide in there?
Dude, I got 3 pods, dude. You guys are my favorite. Trust me, you're my favorite. You're my favorite. But I make money with the other ones.
This is like pro bono. This is his Make-A-Wish one.
It's Make-A-Wish.
Actually, 2 stories. Okay, quick. First one, this one. So I take this one. The guy goes, "Hey, I have a whole box full of old Playboys," and I was like, "Oh no, I don't want the." Well, yeah, I mean Playboys are cool, but like I just want it because of the boxing gloves. He goes, "Oh, but I mean we have like way more." I'm like, No, yeah, I understand that. I'm not even going to open this. I have not. And I'm like, I got it just because of the boxing thing. And the guy's like, oh, okay, cool. And then he told me about the butt plugs, but whatever, that's a whole different thing.
Perfect. He knew exactly who was in the store.
Are you sure you don't want to come with me to the back room? Are you sure?
Yeah, basically. They had beers in there. Like, it was a cooler with beers. Like, oh, grab a beer. I was like, they were like $3. I was like, wow, okay, cool. And then, some other illicit drugs that I was like, no, I'm good.
Offered you some poppers.
Yeah, it's Wednesday afternoon. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Bro,
so I was at my 20-year high school reunion last weekend.
Get comped.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm at my 20-year high school reunion last weekend or Thanksgiving weekend, whatever. And I ran into more than one guy who was like, "Hey man, love your podcast." And I was like, "Which one?" And they're like, "Dude, the one you do with the grappling guy and then like I think the coffee guy." And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "You guys are hilarious." And then they were saying they were asking a lot about Garry, not so much about Frank, but
I wonder why.
No, I'm kidding. It was good. These guys were real fans. So we have some
cool.
We have some
Chris,
fans.
I experienced the same thing at ADCC.
They know me, Chris. They know me.
They know you.
They know you. They know you.
Know who I am.
You're a star of the show.
Come on.
You're a star.
Come on.
Yeah. They just don't know who you are. They don't know why you're here.
So important.
They like you. They just don't know why.
Important question
Why is he
that
there?
I don't think he's going to answer. But Chris, who do you think, barring you, because obviously you've done the best out of anybody in your high school graduating class, I'm sure. We need to know who has gotten. Who maintained their attractiveness or was the most attractive? We need to know who went completely off the rails and just lost it.
Fair, really fair, and that's the only reason you go back. 20 years a real one.
You
right?
just want to find
5
out.
5 years is like 5 years. Most schools don't even have 5 years. Even 10. Listen, you're 28. You're still a fucking dork living in your parents' basement and like running around doing stupid things. 20 is a big one. Like you're like adults. People have kids. Yeah. Women, I feel like, have rebounded and have actually gotten back into being in shape. So some of the girls actually look really good. Girls that were good looking in high school were still good looking now.
Divorced?
So that was no, they were all married with kids. They were all married with kids and working in HR.
You get any numbers?
No.
Nobody pass you any napkins?
I don't want no numbers.
He's gonna have to check his back pocket the next time he goes to wash his pants.
I don't want no numbers.
So Chris,
It was that night or none.
Did you get any compliments?
Yes.
I mean, you're a fucking legend. Long Island legend.
Yeah.
So were you part of the were you the same class as Vinny the Chin?
No.
Were you guys together?
Vinny, I believe, got kicked out of high school. I don't know.
Can't
He
say
was one of
why,
the South Shore
but-
high schools. Yeah, I went to a private school. We were well to do. He was not. He definitely he got booted out of where he was.
Boom.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I think we need to speaking of the Long Island Legend, I think that movie I sent you guys, the Cocaine Bear.
Oh,
We're
dude.
gonna have to bring Vinny
Come on.
and we're gonna have to do a review
Come on.
of the Cocaine Bear movie. Like,
Come
we're
on.
definitely should we watch it live and just
Oh.
talk shit about it while we're watching it? Like, I don't know.
Can we
gotta do
explain this
something
to
for
the
Cocaine Bear.
Can we explain this to the viewers at home what the
Yeah,
Cocaine
of
Bear
course.
is?
Of course.
Gary
So,
made my day today.
I have limited knowledge, but I do remember. I want to say it was an old Joe Rogan joke. Was the first time I had heard about the Cocaine Bear, but it might have been some other comedian. So forgive me, but I'm pretty sure. Basically, the joke went something along the lines of like there was a bear who it managed to ingest like an entire like kilo of cocaine or something like that. And like the joke went something like, that's super sad or whatever that the bear died, but for at least 5 minutes he was the fucking apex predator of the fucking planet, But yeah, apparently they decided to make a movie about it. It is based on a true story that there is a bear that ingested a bunch of cocaine that like some drug dealer was flying it in or something and the plane crashed or something like that. And the bear did ingest.
Is this a real movie? Please tell me this is a real movie.
Oh, it's a real movie.
First of all, that trailer
it's a
was
real movie
amazing.
and a real story. It did actually
Ray
happen.
Liotta
Now,
was in the.
Dude,
Ray Liotta was
it
in
had
it. Like,
legit actors.
now the story itself that they're playing in the movie, I'm sure is not what actually happened, but it's a fun concept to do a movie on.
Gary, it's based on real life.
It's real. It's real.
So I
Sorry,
sent that to about 35 people this morning. 'Cause you sent it last night. I woke up this morning and I was like, wow, this is the best movie I've ever
sent it to
seen.
like 13. Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
and I gave him
you
the
have to
preface.
share
So I'm
that
like,
type
this
of
is loosely based on something that actually happened, where a bear ate several kilos of cocaine that was thrown out of a low-flying plane during the cocaine cowboy era, whatever. What probably happened was the bear had its heart exploded immediately from eating multiple, and then fucking they found its body later. But it's very cool to think about what could have happened if that thing ran a rampage.
But the park ranger, who they found full of cocaine, did tell us this story, and we made a movie about it.
Love it.
Exactly. That's incredible.
Dude, you're not gonna believe this. There was this bear, and he's.
He went crazy on all the tourists.
Hey, Ranger Rob, are you okay? You're talking a little faster than
Face
usual.
white.
Keep
What
chattering.
is that powder in your fucking face and hair?
Why do you keep licking your
You
gums?
haven't blinked in 3 minutes. Were you okay?
Dude, how funny is the part where the bear's going like 40 miles per hour and does like a super jump?
Like dives.
It's like, hit it. What the fuck is wrong with this bear?
I'm hiding in the tree because bears can't climb. Chases him right up the tree.
Dude, he like fucks him up in like 3 seconds.
Yep.
I feel like my dad is like a secret Hollywood director because he makes these movies that are so bad that like I love, and I'm just like, oh, my dad. I'm always like, my dad would make this movie, and I'm like, maybe my dad did make this movie.
Maybe he did, yeah.
This Cobra, so Sylvester Stallone Cobra, anything with Dolph Lundgren in it, my dad probably made.
So important prediction: do you guys think they'll make a Cocaine Bear 2?
Oh, they'll make a Cocaine 4.
That's what I'm
4,
saying.
I think.
So because when they brought out Sharknado, it became, I don't even know if it was intentional the first time, but it was so bad people thought it was hilarious. And then they did like fucking 5 of them after that. So I can guarantee you if this does well, like they're going to put out like fucking 5 Cocaine Bears for sure.
How can this not do well? I mean, how can this
is
not?
Gonna be the greatest movie.
I mean, they'll probably do like Cocaine Bear. The second one is going to be like not based on a true story, of course. And then they're going to do like 3 more. And that's
by the
gonna be,
third
like,
one, he'll be wearing a cape and fighting crime.
It's
like
going to
in
be a
the Marvel
franchise,
universe.
bro.
Yo, look at Gary's microphone. What?
I know,
Dude,
Shit,
sounds-
fucking serious. This is what
he
Frankie
sounds-
He
sent me.
sounds
awesome.
good. He sounds good.
Yeah, he sounds amazing.
It makes me want to do like R&B or something like with you guys, you know? Like,
Yeah, dude. Your
Gary.
your hair and facial hair looks really tight right now. Like you look like you're about to record like the next summer banger.
Wait. White Boy Christmas.
That's it, man. Dude, I should definitely we should do a Christmas album. Let's do it.
We need to do a Christmas card for sure.
Yeah. No doubt.
Yeah, should
Let's
do
see.
that.
Trying to I'm looking at the settings of my microphone right now and deciding which one's best. Do you have this
Sound
one,
good.
Frankie, or did you just send it to me?
No, I used to have that one, but now I have
Which one is
I
that
got
one?
I got another one.
Okay. I think this
I love we have 3 different.
is a little bit
microphones.
better.
No, I think I got yours, Chris.
All right. Ready?
You sure?
No, I don't. I think I have. Let me see.
I'm gonna test it. Test 1 2. Test 2 3. Test 4 5. Test 6 7.
No, mine is Panasonic.
I don't know.
Oh no, mine is Samsung.
I don't know. I
Oh,
think
it's
this-
Samsung.
I
Yeah,
think this one before.
No, it's a Panasonic. Yeah. So I have a Panasonic, but I left the connector at my office, so I'm using this bullshit AT&T mic.
I
Yeah,
love
you
it.
sound-
You look
you sound
like
like shit today.
look like
I
Aaron
probably
Carter.
sound like shit, right?
Yeah. You look like you're like a mega church guy, but like that's cool. But otherwise, you sound like shit.
Can I help you guys? Is there anything I can help
Jesus.
you with?
Is the way.
Hell yeah.
So you would
Maybe we
like
should start a mega church.
a double cheeseburger and
Speaking
cheesy
of-
fries.
I don't know what it's called. Have you guys seen the that church series? Speaking of starting a mega church, it's a church series. It has the guy from Eastbound and Down in
Yeah.
it.
Gemstones, right?
Gemstones.
Gemstones.
The right-
It's
I haven't
the
seen
best
it.
thing on
Good,
television.
dude.
Really? It's good?
It's literally the best thing on television.
Yeah, it's really good. Really good.
So-
and
That
Danny
and
McBride,
Vice
that's-
Principals,
that's
which
who
is
it is.
also Danny McBride, are
Danny
like literally my
McBride
2
is
favorites.
solid, dude. He's
That
so
guy is-
fucking
He's
good.
genius. He's a
He's
genius.
Yeah. Eastbound
So-
and Down was incredible. Like I rewatch it every once in a while.
It's
It's
fucking awesome.
it's so.
You know, I do too. If I'm ever feeling like I'm being a dick, I'm like I watch that and I'm like, no, you don't. You're cool.
I always
Gotta
say
go
that.
I'm good.
I always say that Eastbound and Down is like Gordon in like 10 years. A thousand
You don't even
percent.
know. ADC 2019
Him listening
best
to his own audiobook.
ever.
And that's when I knew that I was the greatest.
Do you see these arms? These were pythons that used to strangle the best in the world. Yeah, sure. Now I'm a gym teacher, whatever. But like I
Fucking
used
out.
to be.
Kenny Powers is fucking in.
I heard that White Lotus is good too. Have you heard of
I haven't-
that one?
I haven't
White
seen
Lotus?
The only thing I've heard about that one is a guy hangs dong, and it's like very impressive.
Okay.
What do you mean? Like he shows his dick?
Hangs dong, bro. What do you
That
think of
reminds me of the Spartacus. Have you guys watched Spartacus?
Bro, horsecock.
the original?
Horsecock?
or
No,
the new one?
not the
Gary.
movie, the series.
Gary, you're talking about
no.
horsecock.
Yeah, there was a guy in Spartacus in the series who had like a giant cock, and they end up like killing him, and you just see his dick dangling by his knees.
Chris,
Chris.
Yeah.
Bro,
I think they like killed
Hey.
him via crucifixion or something.
they gave him the nickname horsecock. He's
Really?
like, call, yeah, like for real, call horsecock over here.
Dude,
Bro.
Yes,
the
yes,
first season
sire.
of that
Yes,
show
sire.
was so fucking good, dude.
The
Like-
first season is like one of my best.
It was everything Game of
Dude,
Thrones could have wished it would be. Like
Have
I
you
think
seen-
That was
they
the one where the main guy he died of cancer, like
Yeah.
mid-show, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it kind of ruined it. I think. Like I don't know. Like
Dude, I love the season finale.
second season wasn't too bad. That one was
Bro,
pretty
what
good.
about the prequel with the guy with the long hair and the 2 swords? That
I
shit
don't-
was
I don't know
badass.
prequel?
You didn't see it?
I don't think so. Yeah, I
That
only
was-
saw like the first 2 seasons.
Oh man, that shit's amazing. You got to see it. It's let me see what it's
I
called.
got. All right, I'm putting this in the queue.
Bro, Gary.
I always
trust
watch everything
Trust
after the
me.
fact because I hate waiting.
Yeah.
And
Oh, it's so much
kinda
better
want-
that way. Because then you get to watch everything in a series. It ruins the whole momentum. You forget parts of it, and it's so much better when it's all out
I
already.
need to binge. I need to run through things. I need like a sick day or like a training camp or whatever. I mean, I don't work at 9 to 5, so I can do that.
Yeah, I pretty much did Game of Thrones like that. I tried to start it when it came out, and I wasn't that into it. And then after it had already had like 3 or 4 seasons or something, I just jumped into it.
Yeah,
Garry,
same. I was in training camp for Amir Khan, and I did the first 5 or 6 seasons before they had that break.
Gary,
I went through it and loved it.
What's up?
in the second season, is there a dude with like long hair with 2 swords?
Dude, it's been so long. I don't remember. Was it who was the dude with long hair? What was
He's
his
like
name?
one of the. Okay, yeah, I'll tell you in a minute. His name is.
Because the main 2 guys is Spartacus and Crixus.
Yeah, and Crixus is a bad one, but then
And the funny thing is in the true story of Spartacus, because the Spartacus is based off of a real slave revolt that happened in Rome. Spartacus and Crixus were like friends, like they worked together, and I think Crixus dies at some point, and they have like some memorial for him or something. But they were like the 2 leaders. The tribe split into two groups, and they tried to like take over Rome together, but didn't really work out.
Gannicus, a
Mm,
dude with 2 swords. Gannicus.
maybe. I don't know. I don't remember him.
Bro, you gotta you definitely gotta see this.
I would totally rewatch that shit though.
Yeah, it's
When
amazing.
my girlfriend moves in, I'm gonna force her to watch it with me.
We might have to do a little Spartacus review on the pod.
Solid. I think it was
Chris,
way better
Chris,
than,
you gotta see it.
I think it was way better than the Game of Thrones nudity.
This guy, Gary.
That guy
Okay.
fucks.
Yeah, it's
Yo.
hard for me to see. I just see him with 2 swords, but yeah.
Yeah,
That
he's
guy
good.
fucks. Yeah.
He's good. He's
Piece of
amazing.
shit. Cool.
So what do you anything good you guys are seeing?
Sorry.
Any new series you guys are seeing?
Right now, not really. I'm in fight camp, so I'm not watching. I've been watching a lot of Archer recently just to fall asleep. But
Is it a done deal, Gary?
the fight, yeah, it's signed and everything, but they haven't released it yet, so I don't think I can officially tell anybody yet. But it's definitely soon. So I'm in fight camp, so it's happening within less than 8 weeks. So
Yeah.
I don't want to give too many details, but
Cheers
just-
to that.
said about it today. Yeah,
Yeah, stop
Be
drinking,
fun.
Gary.
fighting a tough wrestler. He's pretty good.
Tough
That's
wrestler.
good for
Okay,
you.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I think overall he's got very good wrestling. The main danger, in my opinion, in terms of like losing the fight, is just getting controlled. I personally think that it's unlikely to happen. Like I feel like if he tries to do that, I'm gonna probably submit him. But most of his fights, he just like kind of pressures forward, with a blitz and tries to take people down against the fence. So I think it's a good fight for me personally. Like it's not like the same level of KO danger as like Don Lee, for example. Like this guy only has 1 TKO finish, 1 submission finish, and everything else is like a decision. So I don't think he hits particularly hard in the standing
Gary.
position or on the ground.
So
Yes.
if you were to fight Tong Lee again, would you use kind of like the same strategy?
Well, I would argue with you first of all that the strategy that I went into the Thon Lee fight, I didn't actually employ.
Oh, you didn't?
So no, I mean the
Were
plan
you, like,
wasn't
trying to
just
do,
leg
like,
lock him
some
immediately. So
Like a
I just happened to do it because I got a hold of his leg and I was like, this happened. This worked out really well 2 fights ago. So let's just do this again.
Oh, so that
Yeah,
your
but that
coaches
fight was
didn't tell you
weird
to
though.
do that?
The end. You just like
Gary?
you just got caught. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
but my
anything
question,
else.
but you have a game plan though, and your coaches
For this guy?
No. Like for Tong Lee, you had a game plan, and
Yeah.
it
I
wasn't
didn't
going for
execute
his
it,
leg,
but we
right?
did have a game plan. Yeah, it wasn't about trying to leg lock him. It had nothing to do with that.
So why don't you listen to your fucking coaches, Gary?
It's not so much that. I mean, there's just things that happen in a fight, and you see opportunity, and you think that, you know what I mean? Like, John comes up with game plans, but it's not like a set in stone concrete thing where it's like,
Dude,
man, you never deviate from this.
You know what I think?
Well, fight game plans are never set in stone because every fight's different, every matchup's different, every rhythm and timing is different.
Yeah.
Gary, and
we're gonna call this portion of the show Casual Frank, which is really good because it gives a second perspective from Garry and I.
Bro, this is like
a lot of good questions come from.
Me casually just talking about game plans because it's like my day-to-day life. I'm just casually going over game plans. This is like so.
Because that's what you do.
Right.
And I think the lead-in for this for you, Frank, is to be like, the reason Garry lost because I was not in the corner. Right? We're not in the corner.
I mean, what you think?
But you've offered every fight.
You think our listeners are stupid? They fucking know this.
By the way, Frank, fights. A couple details that are important. I don't want to cut Chris off because it sounds like he's going to say something important, but a couple details that are important. John will not be able to be there for this next fight.
That's what I'm there.
Okay, and the fight is in a place.
Me too.
I got you, bro.
Let me not specifically say exactly where the place is, but it's a place where, let's say, men would love to travel to. Let's say that.
Do I need a visa? Because I might have problems.
You would not need a visa, I don't think.
I'm good. I'm there.
I'm pretty sure I know where this is.
I'm there, and I'll bring the little
San Francisco. I fucking knew it.
I'll bring the little mirror and the horn to distract your opponent.
Nice.
The mirror you told me, with like the reflective mirror to fucking hit him in the face. I got you, Garry.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna coach shirtless. Just putting that out there now. Like I'm not wearing a top.
I'm just saying there's some openings for corners. We have 2 openings, so if either of you want to come down.
Chris.
We're gonna talk about this off air.
Okay.
Chris, I'm telling you right now, Garry might catch another L, but you and I are catching W's all the way, baby. If you know what I mean.
So listen, ladies, in the city of brotherly love, we will be there. No, it's not brotherly love. That's Philadelphia. Whatever San Francisco is. Yeah.
I love that people are just gonna assume I'm fighting in San Francisco now.
throwing them off the scent.
Completely. It's definitely coming out in an article tomorrow that I'm fighting in San Francisco.
Gary, you
according to Garry Jonah's podcast, he's fighting in San Francisco sometime in early 2023.
Yeah.
Bro, all the MMA like websites are gonna get a wind of this and write about it.
And Chris Algieri's training is striking.
And some guy
Frank
named
is
Frank
training.
Some guy Frank keeps shoving coffee up his nose.
Some guy Frank said he's going to cheat from the sidelines. We're going to look out for him.
Hey, Garry, you had a match with Dillon once upon a time, right?
I did. Oh, did you see the thing that happened to him recently? That was pretty high level. Punched. You see that, Chris?
Bro, he got like slapped by
Dillon Danis get overhand punched?
Who did?
Dillon Danis.
Oh yeah.
I forget the name of the guy that punched him. It was actually fucking sick. Most street fights are like kind of haphazard, like whatever bullshit. And by the way, like it's not like this is a full street fight, but what's so cool about this punch to Dillon Danis' face is not only does Dillon Danis get punched, which is always a good time, but the guy that hits him manages. So normally in an overhand, the purpose of the overhand or one of the beneficial qualities of the overhand is like, oh man, I'm gonna move my head out of the way, and the punch is gonna go around the guard and then hit the jaw, right? But not only does this guy go around the guard, this guy goes around another human being. Like,
bro, this guy covers distance like it's nobody's business.
He like frames on another human being, moves that other human being out of the way, so the overhand can go perfectly placed right on Dillon's jaw, and he backs him into a fucking truck.
Bro,
it
Chris,
was
this
wonderful
guy
to
is like a
watch.
fucking cheetah. Fast as fuck.
It was beautiful.
Who's the guy? Random dude?
I don't remember the name of the guy that punched him.
Well,
I know he's
Dillon
fighting
Danis.
KSI.
So he's
I
fighting
don't-
KSI now. That's what my whole question.
Well, Dillon Danis, I mean, I don't know about in terms of his grappling game, but his stand-up is fucking piss poor.
Not great.
Like,
Yeah, it's not
not
particularly
great.
awesome.
It's garbage, like literally garbage, which is crazy.
That
The
was-
only reason
he was
everyone
really
knows
nice.
anyone knows his name is because of
He's
just-
He cornered
Conor
Conor.
McGregor.
no, he talks shit. The only reason he just calls out everyone and says like I can beat this guy, yet he's beat
Well,
nobody.
his claim to fame was that he was Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, well, here's what happened. So Dillon was a decent brown belt years ago, and Dillon, it wasn't bad. Like, he competed fairly well. He knee barred a lot of people. He had a decent guillotine. Then somehow, I'm not exactly sure how this happened. I'm assuming Conor McGregor was trying to improve his grappling and said to
You
himself,
forgot-
like,
You forgot a little detail that he got kicked out of his gym.
well, that didn't happen until later. I don't think it didn't happen right away. It didn't
Okay.
happen until after he started training with
Training McGregor? Okay.
Yeah. So somehow Conor McGregor, I guess, probably, my thought process is he probably said, oh, who's the best jiu-jitsu, instruction that I can get. And he probably saw that, Marcelo Garcia has won ADCC a number of times.
And he's
this is
regarded
this
as
is
like
like
one of
kind
the
of
top
before-
grapplers, right?
Yeah. And this was before Gordon's reign. You know what I mean? So he probably thought to himself like, oh, well, I'll go to Marcelo Garcia. Right. And Marcelo Garcia is like a family guy, like he has his business and everything like that. So he probably was like, nah, I don't got time for it. But my boy Dillon over here, because Dillon was one of Marcelo's students, maybe he could go help you out. I'll send one of my students over. Now, I can't guarantee you that this is exactly how this went down, but this is what I'm assuming. So Dillon goes and starts training with Conor and adapts the Conor-esque, because prior to that, Dillon was just like a normal dude that grappled, and like there really wasn't too much shit talking going on. Like he didn't really, that wasn't like his thing. He didn't have a shtick. Like it was just a dude that grappled. Then all of a sudden he starts hanging out with Conor, and a couple things happen. One, he meets a bunch of various influential people that he takes pictures with and shit, because he's hanging out with Conor all the time.
Right.
So he's next to all these various celebrities and stuff. So every time you post a photo with whatever celebrity, like, of course, it's going to continue to up your social media game, whatever. So he gains this social media following. He's helping Conor. Finally, he gets like a suspension, I think, right, for like getting into a fight with Khabib. Like Khabib like jumps over the cage and like punches him, whatever. So
And
like
he's always
controversy.
in the news for shit talking, like going into Twitter wars and stuff.
So basically, like the entirety of his fame was built off the back of Conor and the fact that he got into a fight at a UFC event when Conor was fighting, and like that's pretty much it. Like it's not like he built the fame that he currently has in terms of his following and things like that.
He has 2 fights and hasn't fought in 3 years. So
Yeah.
I just
And
looked
he's
him
what?
up because I
Is
didn't know.
Is he 1-1?
He spent most.
his
No,
He
record?
says
2-0, but
he won both of his fights, but he spends most of his time trying to pick fights with like guys that don't know how to fight, like, or not necessarily don't know how to fight, but guys that are not like, typically looked at as fighters. Like prior to
KSI?
prior to Jake Paul and what's the other brother's name?
Logan?
Prior to Jake and Logan, like actually having some fights and having a repertoire, he was calling them out like before they even started fighting guys, and we knew that they were halfway decent.
yeah.
What
So
do you
he's
think?
been-
Well,
Just trying to
let's be honest. Logan is not halfway decent. Logan's actually awful. Jake can fight.
Yeah,
Logan's
yeah.
absolutely horrendous. Logan can wrestle his ass off. He's a really, really good athlete. I think he's a way better
Yeah.
athlete than Jake. Jake can actually fight. And I've said this a million times. You do not have to be a good athlete to be a good fighter. It helps, but you don't have to be a good athlete to be a good fighter. Logan Paul is a good athlete. He's a bad fighter. Jake
Bro.
Paul is a bad athlete and he's a really good fighter.
How
Well, not really.
how
He's a good fighter.
how much of a badass athlete was Brock Lesnar, and his stand-up was like, you could see it was awkward.
Yeah, but he
It
was
was
still
horrible.
UFC fucking champ. But like he's
Come on, dude.
I mean, come on.
I'm
Yeah,
talking
he's
about boxing.
WWE. Oh, forget boxing. But I mean, WWE, like those guys are serious
Well,
athletes.
yeah,
I'm
but
Here's
I'm
the other
saying
thing
it's
too: is I would
Viking-
say there's a
Viking
difference
match.
between being an athlete and just being fucking juiced to the gills. Like okay, strength is a
Bob Sapp?
component of athleticism, but I don't think just having a lot of strength makes you an athlete. Like there are other aspects of athleticism. Okay?
Well, he
There's
was
strength,
obviously like an
flexibility,
NCAA
coordination.
champion wrestler, so he was amazing at
Well,
that.
I would say Brock is a good athlete. I mean, like
Yeah,
NCAA,
for sure.
high level athlete, big guy to be that big and be that
Sure.
like smooth. I mean,
Certainly athletic for a big guy,
Yeah.
Yeah,
at the very least.
And explosive.
But
which is really good.
the athleticism that somebody has in that division compared to the athleticism that a person would have in a lighter weight
For sure.
category, probably typically
Very,
not the same.
very different. Yeah.
So Gary, what do you think is going to happen with him boxing KSI?
I haven't watched KSI box. Have you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, what
I
are your
watched-
thoughts?
I think
He's,
KSI is going to beat him. I think so.
Let me put it to you this way: do you think KSI would be capable of winning like a Golden Gloves or something like that?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Zero chance.
If he's not capable of winning like a Golden Gloves, then maybe it's hard to say because I don't think Dillon would be capable of winning a Golden Gloves either. So
I think he's going to outpoint him.
It's going to be it'll be competitive in a boxing match.
I don't really see KSI like knocking him out. I see him outpointing him, like outclassing him, but I don't think he'll knock him out.
I'll put it this way: Jake Paul loses to a decent open class amateur in the United States.
Mhm.
Open class means that you've had more than 10 amateur fights or you've won 2 major tournaments.
Yeah.
He couldn't. A guy he's actually the same weight as, which he hasn't really fought many of them. Silva
Yeah.
was the first guy he fought that was actually his size. And I was impressed in that fight, honestly. I was.
Yeah.
He actually showed improved conditioning. And Silva's not bad at boxing.
That was Logan or Jake?
So
Yeah, but you know,
This was,
Silva
Jake.
Silva is an old dog, bro. Like
Silva's
he's-
48 and was still in that fight very much.
Yeah, but you could see like Silva in his prime would have taken him.
Yeah, no, he would have iced him. But
Yeah.
listen, Jake Paul's getting better all the time.
Yeah, he's getting better.
Like, we're looking
I
at a
can see
very
that.
early version of him. We don't know what can
Right.
happen. But listen, at an open level amateur in the U.S. standing smokes Jake Paul every single day.
Really?
Yes, open level amateur boxers are very, very good.
So not even
And-
pro.
No, wouldn't take a pro to beat him. There's a lot of amateurs that are actually a lot
What
more
about-
technically
what
sound
about-
than pros.
Okay, so what about Tommy Fury? What do you think of him?
I don't really know that much about Tommy Fury. I want to see that fight because he actually is a real fighter, but he's living off a name. Mostly, it's his
Yeah, of course.
what is it? His stepbrother or whatever brother
Stepbrother, yeah.
version. Yeah, stepbrother. So he's not the same genes exactly as Tyson, obviously. But I want to see that fight. I think that's a good next step for Jake. Listen, Jake's doing a really good job. I appreciate what he's doing. He's fighting guys who can't beat him. He fought Silva. That was a step up. I thought he was going to lose. He beat him. Cool. Now Tyson's a guy. I'm sorry, not Tyson.
Tommy.
The other Fury, Tommy. Yeah, that would be a good next step. Rockman would have been a good fight too.
Oh, did you see him
Hardy
fight
knocked him out.
Greg Hardy?
Yeah, I train with Greg Hardy down here. Like he's down
Bro,
here.
Greg
He's,
Hardy's big.
bro, he's a massive, massive man. And talk about athlete. Jesus Christ. I've seen him do strength conditioning. That guy is a serious athlete.
He's a
NFL,
savage.
now he's UFC, pro boxing now. Guy can fight.
Yeah. You know who we are talking about, Gary?
Who specifically? Sorry.
Greg Hardy.
Greg Hardy.
Yeah. I know
from
that. I know
UFC.
Greg Hardy. Mm-hmm.
He's 2-0 as a boxer now. He knocked out 2 guys. He knocked out one of them was Hasim
Oh,
Rahman
wow.
Jr. Who's
Oh, did
you know,
he? Is he still? He's not in the UFC anymore. I'm assuming.
No.
I think he got cut.
Yeah, he
He
must
got
have
cut.
because
Yeah, he
otherwise
did.
the UFC doesn't typically allow that.
There's a good fight card tomorrow. Wonder Boy is
There's a
fighting.
couple good fights.
Yeah,
Oh,
Wonder Boy is
UFC,
always
yeah.
great to watch.
And Tai Tuivasa.
Hmm.
Did you guys see?
So is Tyson Fury fighting tomorrow, guys.
Yeah,
Boxing.
Chisora.
Sorry.
I didn't know that.
Fighting Chisora a third time. Also, the best fight that's going to be on tomorrow night, who you guys have probably never heard of either one of them, is Chocotito Gonzalez, Roman Gonzalez from, I believe, Nicaragua. He's fighting Mexican Juan Francisco Estrada in their third fight, trilogy. Their first two fights were
correct
absolutely
in me not knowing who they were.
right. They're
I heard
flyweights. They're
chocolate. You said
112 pounds.
But I'm sure it's going to be incredible.
Chocotito. The
The
fight
little
is going to
guys
be
are
absolutely
always
insane.
better, in my opinion.
This is going to be the next 12 rounds of their 36 round
Saga.
trilogy. It's gonna these guys kill each other for 12 rounds. It is
I think
nonstop punching.
I
It's
think it says a
awesome.
lot about like us as human beings that like people respect like the heavyweight, division as like the greatest fucking thing. Because like we all know that typically it's not the most technical.
No.
I mean, anybody
Gary,
that,
you know-
like,
you know why,
but
though,
we
right?
all look at them and be like, I can't beat those guys because they're so
Right.
big. Like,
Right.
True.
That's what it is.
But it's like what's like the little guys are always way more beautiful to watch. Like it's much more of like watching art happen than
Gary.
it is like watching two big
Gary,
guys.
watching someone like Greg Hardy is like watching the Cocaine Bear movie.
Yeah.
You
That's
you
a
can't
really
you can't fucking stop a guy like that. Like he comes at you.
I saw his face and I saw the Cocaine Bear and I went like this. It was like his face and the Cocaine Bear. Like,
Greg Hardy and the Cocaine Bear.
That better be the faceplate of this podcast.
his
Yeah.
If
his
you ask us
nickname
to
should be
advertise
Cocaine
this
Bear.
podcast, it better be Greg Hardy's face
Bro,
mixed with the Cocaine Bear.
when you
I don't
got
know how you're gonna
being-
do it, but you better do it.
When you got a human being like Brock Lesnar or like fucking Greg Hardy or one of those huge elite heavyweights, it's like the Cocaine Bear. You can't fucking do a shit about it. If the guy's like, if he wants to kill you, he'll kill you. There's nothing.
Shoot
you can
him,
do
break
about
his ankle, snap
it.
his ankle in half. doesn't matter.
Nothing.
Quick question to derail from this comment. I don't know why I thought about it. Probably because I was just looking at my own attire. Chris, have you been having a lot of problems this gray sweatpants season with unwanted attention?
So I live in Florida now, so not a whole lot of gray sweatpants being worn to the behest of everyone around me. But
That's fair enough.
I mean, I'm
I'll pick
doing
up the
sweaters
slack
up
for
top,
everybody.
Gary,
but I do really short
I'm
shorts, which
currently wearing
is
my gray
a whole
sweatpants.
I think-
different situation.
I think you should ping pong that question right back to Gary. Gary,
Hey, Mom.
how about yourself?
It's rough, man. It's rough. I have to shield myself, hide behind the bushes. Every time I get out of training, I got to run to the car. Otherwise you just get a crowd of them chasing after the dong.
They say, women always complain that men are such savages. They don't understand. When it's gray sweatpants season and you're an attractive man who hangs dong, it's danger in those streets.
Mm-hmm.
You're prey. Like we don't
Yeah.
normally think of men as being prey, but it happens.
Mm-hmm. Well, you don't hear about it when it happens. That's the thing, because men don't talk
Well,
about it.
Silence is
it's
violence.
a good thing that we
and-
address that right now.
Hashtag me too.
Yeah. Hashtag us as well.
So this is a good outlet for us to like address these type of situations so people can
Dress
come
male
forward
sexual
and relate to us.
Hey, sexual harassment goes both ways, guys.
That's right. That's right.
We should really elucidate that fact because I don't think a lot of people understand that it goes both ways. It's a two-way street.
Yeah. I remember when I was 17 years old, I was in like a pair of sweatpants. We were in Philly and we were headed to a Brazilian barbecue restaurant. At the time, I was about 187 pounds, which is very heavy for me. I
Adizio.
was working at a candy store and stealing fudge on a daily basis. And
What?
I was walking out in Philly. We'll talk about it in a minute. As I was walking down the street in Philly, these two black chicks are walking behind me and a group of people, and they
Ooh.
see me,
Mhm.
and they go, "Damn, white boy's got an ass." And I was just like, oh, all right. You know, at the time I was so shy and bashful. I like ran away, but you know,
If that shit were to happen today, huh, Gary?
Well,
I was gonna say this was last Thursday.
I have a girlfriend that's moving into my house. So yeah, no, it would be exactly the same. I'd run away.
Well, I mean, today I mean like a couple of months back. Single Gary.
No, but yeah, man, we get sexually harassed too. We get catcalled. No,
Shit happens.
Nobody talks about that shit.
I've been there.
We're not always prepared to just fucking let it out and go full blast. You know, we're fucking human beings. We got feelings.
We have feelings too.
Got feelings.
Hashtag me too.
Don't let this mustache fool you. I have feelings as well.
So Gary, why the fuck would you be stealing fudge? What do you mean? Like what type of fudge?
Why would I be stealing fudge? Have you ever tasted fudge?
Like what type of fudge?
Have you ever worked? Dude, I used to work in as soon as you said that, Gary, I used to work in a bakery.
And have you ever worked
in the morning? I get it.
Yeah. Have you ever worked at a job where they paid you fucking $7.50 an hour? Because that's what you do when
you could eat all the cookies you wanted.
Fudge. It's like required. You got to steal it.
Yeah, dude.
I was eating rolled dough when I worked at
$7.50 an hour. If you're not robbing your employer, I mean, what are you like? What are you doing?
Gary's like, what? You expect me to make pizza and not fucking steal a couple of slices? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, by the way, I was taught this process by the other employees there. So it's not like I came up with the idea.
Yeah,
you know, we're underpaid and overworked and like we should definitely just keep stealing.
That was part of like the training process.
Yeah, I mean, it was an okay job. I remember it's funny because there was like a good cop, bad cop thing going on at the job. There was like one dude who was like a super relaxed, like probably, if I had to guess, like a pothead or something. I didn't understand that at the time. But when I look back at the moments, I'm like, yeah, he was probably high most of the time. And then there was another dude that was a part of the business that was like a very aggressive, like shrewd businessman. And one day I'm like sitting down because there was nothing to do. Like I had fulfilled all my responsibilities for the day. And the dude like snaps at me. He's like, what are you doing? Why are you sitting around? We don't pay you to sit around. And I'm like, but there's like, I did all the things, like all the things that I was supposed to do.
Nothing else to do, boss.
So one of the other employees goes, hey man, yeah, like whenever I have downtime, I just pretend to wash the cabinets. And that's what I learned. Like during my downtime, I had to just take a wet cloth and pretend like I was washing the cabinets because there's nothing to do. Like we really only had like 3 or 4 hours of real work, but we had to work for 8 hours, you know? So you just make shit up. Otherwise you get fucking yelled at. I also got yelled at for mopping the wrong way because I'm used to mopping the mats. And when you mop the mats, you like just kind of gloss over them because you're just disinfecting the surface. But he wanted me to like fucking scrub these fucking floors. So he got all mad at me one day and grabbed the mop.
Put some elbow grease into it, Gary.
Who taught you how to fucking mop? He grabs the fucking thing and like starts. I'm like, I'm so sorry. He grabbed the fucking.
Meanwhile, Gary was like, I've been mopping for 15 years. Like, I've been doing this my entire life. But okay.
So yeah, the candy store was a fun time. I was very fat.
Yeah,
then.
I worked in a bakery and I was probably the heaviest I've ever been in my life as well. I ate a lot of cookie dough.
Yeah. Oh, dude, so some of the best things. So they basically made all of their own food, like all their own candy. So they made their own fudge. They would take like a bunch of different shit and cover it in chocolate, like chocolate covered Swedish fish, chocolate covered Oreos. Like it was, and they would come down this assembly line that we would put them on and they would get covered in chocolate. And I'd just be like, just yeah. The chocolate covered Oreos and the fudge were probably my favorites. And
I worked in like a fine Italian / French bakery and it was like amazing.
So you were just stealing cannolis left and right.
Cannolis and pinoli cookies, oh man.
Rainbow cakes.
Amazing.
So good.
Amazing. Chris, so what are these other 2 podcasts that you have?
I have.
Are you fucking with us or is this for real?
No,
for real. I have Inside Boxing Live, which we do 2 shows a week. that's been kicking ass. It's very topical boxing. We talk.
Gary, did you know about this?
I didn't. It's the
Okay.
first I'm finding out.
Well, you guys should listen to it. It's actually really good. If you ever want to know what's going on in boxing,
Probably not.
we literally cover
probably-
literally everything that's going on for every fight every week.
It's probably garbage, right, Gary?
Wow.
I mean, it's not as
I'm
it's
not
not
gonna
as
shit on stuff
Right,
entertaining.
Gary?
It's not as
Gary,
entertaining
right,
as
Gary?
this, but it's very good. It's very informative.
I gotta support our brother, man. I'm not gonna
His
shit on
podcast-
his
Very
boxing.
His
informative.
other two podcasts are probably garbage, right, Gary?
Not gonna hear me agree. I'm
Right,
sorry.
Gary?
I refuse to participate in this.
Guys, I feel like we have an open relationship. Like I can have other podcasts. I love you guys.
Yes.
I
And,
wasn't
like,
prepared
of
for this.
course,
So what's the other one?
the other one is yet to launch, but we've been getting ready to roll it out, and it is going to be all right. This is an exclusive.
It's
This is an exclusive.
it's a sexual one. Sex ed?
No, it's boxing again, but I got a good buddy and a colleague that I've known for a very long time, and he has like literally like Rain Man boxing. Like he knows dates, locations, fighters, years, everything. Crazy. Huge boxing fan. Not a boxer, but him and I are going to talk about old fights, like really old fights, like
That would be cool, man.
So does your new
from the
co-host,
beginning.
does your boxing co-host, your actual one, know that you're getting like a better one for another boxing show that's going to be better?
Yes. Yeah, I am.
Are you,
I am fully open.
In that podcast that you're gonna do, are you gonna do? Will the film be showed during the podcast, or that you're reviewing, or are you just gonna talk about it?
No, we're not gonna do like technical breakdowns. We're gonna talk about like historical stuff mostly, because he's like a
Okay.
historian. It's gonna be more like that, but like we're gonna have some clips of like Willie Pep like going in there and kind of like
Oof.
showing,
So
because
good.
people aren't gonna know their style back then. It's totally different.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have some clips of that. Some
Prior
black
to
and white
John
stuff.
introducing me to like older boxers and stuff like that, I would never have known any of these guys, and they're really incredible. Like Willie Pep is just wow. You know, like when you see
Willie Pep's
some
one
of
of
the
my
stuff,
favorites of all time.
when you see some of the stuff that he does compared to modern boxing, you're like, huh? Just nobody
Whole different thing.
decided
Footwork is
to
insane.
try to do this. Like, you know,
Why has no one tried to replicate this?
I'm sure people have, but I'm just
No, they
like, you know,
have.
for example, like Lomachenko obviously has like a really incredible footwork. Like there's guys that do like really innovative things with their footwork still to
Yeah.
this day. But I wouldn't necessarily say that it's the norm. It's certainly not. I wouldn't say it's the norm. I would say the
No.
norm for boxing is just like regular shuffle footwork and some pivots, you know. But
The pace has changed a lot. Those guys back then had more time and distance to kind of dance and move and do some stuff. But everything has to be finer now, because everything's fought in closer space. Guys
Dude,
are a lot more explosive.
Yeah, not
So-
only that, like the kind of athletes that are like born nowadays are totally different than back then.
Back
We have
then,
super
one-punch
athletes
knockouts were
compared to-
rare.
Right. We
One-punch
have
knockouts
super
were really rare back then.
compared to back then.
Now, yeah, exactly. Everyone's so fast. They're so explosive. They're so powerful. It's really difficult to be as
you can't
classy.
fuck around.
as
You can't be fucking dancing. You can't be fucking dancing. You
Yeah.
gotta fucking shut up, boy. You gotta shut up. What's up, Chris? You good?
I'm good. I got a little issue over here. No, we're good.
I was hearing something.
We gotta go?
There's
gotta
some
go
violence
now?
in here. No, we're good. No.
Shit.
I live in violence. Look at what's going on behind me.
Yeah, that's you and that's your boy. And you're sewing him up.
Yeah, I mean, I got my stitches ready. Actually, that's another thing, Gary. If I work the corner, I can always stitch you up in the background afterwards. I would not
Yeah.
trust those one guys. They're,
I do remember it wasn't one, but it was when we were cornering Ryan Benoit in South Korea. He got cut in his fight, and we're in the back, and they go to start sewing him up, and they just start trying to sew him up with they made no attempt to like numb him prior to. And I was like, hey, because it was clear that they didn't speak like great English, like they spoke a little bit. I'm like, hey, you want to like maybe like numb him?
Did they
before?
disinfect it?
Yeah,
Anything?
Nothing.
Fuck.
Dude, I'm telling you, nothing. They didn't touch. They
Savage.
were about to
Ouch.
go straight in with the that little curved needle that they used. To,
Yeah.
like, dude,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm just like, whoa, wait, like.
Can we irrigate this? Can we irrigate it? Can we fucking Novocaine? Nothing.
Is this dude
Yeah.
Spray with
Canadian?
some coal.
It was so weird.
Is he Canadian?
Who? Ryan?
Chris or Brian?
Wow.
The guy that I was cornering, Ryan, was no, he's American. I mean, well, he's got like a French background or something like that in terms of his nationality, but he is American. He lived in the U.S. his whole life. But no, wait, it's a French name though. Benoit is how you would say it in France.
Did he get
Benoit.
like?
We had a Benoit on our
did
team too. He was
Did he
good.
get freaked out when he saw you talking to the person with a needle?
Well, he was pretty pissed because he lost the fight. So
Okay.
I think that was the main thing on his mind. I don't think he gave much of a shit about the person trying to sew him up. It wasn't, when you just get done fighting, like there's whether you won or lost, you're just not processing. There's so people that have never fought before, like the feeling of fighting is so indescribable because it's truly not something you're ever going to even come close to experiencing without actually doing it. So when you feel all of that, like normal things that are going on in your environment are no longer a part of like your world. Like you're in your own head when you're done fighting, man.
I feel sorry for non-fighters that don't get to feel what we feel.
That's right. That's right.
I used to always be against like regular people fighting, and now like I've completely flipped the script. I'm like, everyone should have a fight.
Oh.
Everyone needs to have a fight. Win, lose, draw. You need to experience what it's like to have that mayhem happen to you, because it is legitimately, it's war. It's the most violent thing that could ever happen to you. You feel it. Like there's fear. There's violence. There's like everything you think of. It is every emotion possible all at once. And again, win, lose, or draw, like the adrenaline rush is like nothing else.
I agree with you on some level, but the level I don't is like the trouble is when you have somebody who's not doing the right things that they need to do to train and prepare. Like I don't ever want to be in that person's corner when they go to fight. So I never want to allow like some regular guy that's like training under me who's not doing what it takes. I remember one guy was interested. He was the main guy at my gym. Like once I started fighting, and I was like, oh man, are we going to do like an MMA class or whatever? And I remember he like stubbed his toe one day and like, he didn't show up to practice for like another like week and a half. And I was like, hey, listen, buddy, I was like, that's fine. No problem. I don't care. But what I will tell you is you should never fight. Like, if that's how you respond to a minor toe
that guy's
injury,
a bitch.
We're not going to show up to training for like a week and a half. You have no business getting into a cage with another grown man who wants to fucking continue to punch until you're knocked out or a referee pulls you off of him. Like it's just not. It's not what you should do. It's not in your best interest. But at the same time, like, would that be a rude awakening for him that he probably needs to understand what I just said? Yes. I just don't want to be a part of it. Like, go fight, but like not associated with me in any way, shape, or form.
Let me restate. You need to go through a camp. Everyone needs to go through a camp in order to fight. You need to understand like what it takes to get there. Because if you just, I'm not talking just walk into a fight, because that's not fighting.
Sure.
Fighting is a training camp. Training camps fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like, really bad. They suck. They hurt. They're sacrifice. They're discipline. They're everything you don't want to do for every day in a row for multiple periods of time. So fighting without a training camp is not fucking fighting, because that's what fighting is. It's a training camp. I want everyone to experience one camp, one fight.
Yeah.
Chris, when you're outside the club trying to fight for a fat chick,
I think you're talking to
Uh-huh.
me now. I don't know if you're talking to Chris. I don't think Chris does
And
that.
there's no bouncers around. There's nobody around to separate you, and you got to fucking scrap for a minute or two.
Separate you from the fight or the fat chick?
Fight or flight, motherfucker. What do you mean that's not the same?
Wait,
Bro.
was that a question? What was that?
I have no idea what that was. I'm gonna be honest.
Was that a question?
Bro, what do you mean? What do you mean fucking fight camp? Fucking fight camp.
Oh boy.
Dude,
Well,
there's other struggles that are similar to fucking fight camp, and you don't recognize that shit, bro.
Okay. At least now I know where you're trying to get at.
okay. I have no offense to the outside the club fighters who are.
Dude,
Trying to get laid from
I
fat
just
chicks,
fucking
but-
down this shit. Look at this.
Oh,
What are you
damn.
drinking there?
Frankie's on a whole bottle
nice.
right now.
There's
It's a
points on
bottle of
there.
wine.
Oh, he just says a bottle of wine. He doesn't even know.
It's a bottle of wine.
You
Just fucking
idiot.
down this shit like fucking 1 hour.
Would you like to involve us in like perhaps the type of wine other than red that we can clean?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you guys want to see a difference of how much wine I drank and he drank? It's a big difference.
You a bitch, Chris?
Chris,
Well,
I
guess
do-
so.
Wait a minute, Chris. I'm fucking. What are you? 150 pounds?
Ish.
Ish.
That's the difference. I'm 260, 7% body fat.
Raw.
Steve, let me see that gut. If you're 260, you got a fucking bowling ball out of your fucking
Bro,
your
I'm
stomach right now.
7% body fat.
If,
7.
all right, Francis Ngannou. Okay.
Did you guys see Liver King's?
Oh yeah, this is nuts.
Did you see
Oh,
Scott
dude, we
Steele?
can do a whole show on him. He's the dude.
Fucking-
All right, so
$12,000 worth
Yeah.
of fucking
So if-
steroids.
No,
Right.
15 a month.
people that don't know, basically, so Liver King, people, I think pretty much everybody knows. Okay. But
Yeah.
for people that maybe have not heard of the most recent update about Liver King, basically he has been broadcasting himself as natural throughout this entire process. Like his gimmick
Well, I mean,
is obviously like
he is primal, not natural.
Yeah.
Primal.
yeah, so he his whole shtick is like eating the raw organs and testicles and liver and all that kind of shit. At the end of the day, like I don't think this is going to affect anything, but basically they found emails between him and his bodybuilding coach, and the emails insinuate that he's basically taking. So did you guys see the more plates, more dates guy talk about it? or not?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he-
they don't insinuate. They
He basically
completely-
says like the guy is taking
It's pretty clear.
more HGH than a Mr. Olympia
highest level
athlete,
bodybuilder. Yeah.
like the highest level bodybuilder, which is it's fucking incredible. Like I don't like
HGH is
listen.
expensive. He's doing like $10,000 to $12,000 a month on
He's doing a
HGH
lot.
alone.
that's crazy. Yeah,
That is
he's
not good.
he's
for you.
doing more HGH than most people make in a year in terms of money.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
tell you what.
Oh,
like
yeah.
easily.
Oh,
The
yeah.
guy-
Way more.
Like easily,
The
Way
guy,
more.
the
way
guy
more, probably
went out and
double.
said that he sold more than $100 million worth of products.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I would.
here's the thing, though.
fucking doubt that. Show me the goddamn receipt.
That's a lot.
That is
That's a lot
bullshit.
of
That's a
money.
lot of money. Yeah.
I don't. I
That
think
is
that might be
fucking bullshit.
Bullshit.
Maybe I don't think
He
made
lies
that-
about literally everything
That's
he does. Why
That's
would
true.
you think he would tell you what he really makes?
Right.
Perhaps I could see maybe that in gross income, that maybe his businesses altogether make something like that. Even that is pretty atrocious. But profit wise, there's no way. There's
Dude,
no
did
way.
you
That's
did
crazy.
check out?
Oh,
Like, I'm not saying he does make
Mhm.
all that money, but if you check out like his all access,
Well, he's definitely wildly successful. There's no doubt about that.
his like setup, like house, compound,
Yeah. I
outhouse.
just think the idea that maybe
farm
he makes
Guys,
is
$100 million a
he's-
year is a little crazy.
He's daddy rich. Family daddy rich.
You think so?
And yes, 1,000%. He is family daddy rich. He has done fucking nothing his entire life. Hey, clip this and point it out there. He is a complete fucking charlatan and a sham. He's 5'6". He's 200 pounds. He's 200 pounds, which is what he says he is. He's probably 187. He is a small little fucking dork. He's never been cool in his whole life. He lies through his teeth. If you watch all the videos when they ask him, "Are you on steroids?" You say he gets deer in headlights. He is a bad liar. He is a fucking dork. He has been doing this his whole life. He has never earned a fucking dollar.
At the end of the day,
daddy rich. I'm guarantee it.
I think this just shines a light or emulates the entire fitness industry, because this is mostly what the fitness industry is.
Social
media.
You
get a combination of social media and the fitness industry, because even before social media, that's kind of how things worked. You know, a dude took a bunch of steroids and then marketed a bunch of products. Chris. You know, like, oh, hey, 5-minute abs or whatever the case may be. And you put a dude that's got like, you know, fucking abs on the fucking program or whatever the case may be, or some crazy fucking bodybuilder or whatever. So,
Chris, which one of his products did you buy?
Which? I think it's his boyfriend's butthole. That's the one.
Heard it's tight. So but yeah, man, I mean, I don't think anybody that was actually under the impression that dude was natural probably should get quarantined into a small area and shot in the back of the head. But
also, Frank, do you know anyone who's ever bought his product? What is his product? I have no idea what his product is. That's why I'm saying, like, he
sells like liver capsules.
Yeah, they're like
cool.
capsules.
So do a lot of people. Why does he make money and others don't?
Because he goes on social media and bites into raw liver. You know, like it's.
You understand the liver thing's 18 months old. 18 months old.
Yeah.
Where'd the money come from before the 18 months? His daddy. I'm telling you right now.
Sure.
18 months ago, he had 0 followers. You telling me he was a 100 millionaire? 18 months ago with 0 followers?
That's the funny thing. He tries to say in interviews that his social media game didn't improve the revenue of the companies that he works with.
Oh, that was fucking disgusting.
Which is just like,
why would you
even lie about
Why'd you do it?
Why would you even lie about it? What would the point? What's the point of lying about that? I don't even understand. Like it's so obviously true. And it's like, it's not incriminating the same way him talking about doing PEDs is. Well, like,
disgusting. What about
do PEDs all you want? I don't care about that at all. But don't pretend you don't to sell product. But also don't lie about fucking social media and selling shit. Like, cool,
he would have been a capitalist society. He would have been
shit.
like,
I like it.
Yeah, I fucking juice up.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he didn't deny it.
I am fucking juicing to the gills.
I'm kind of surprised he denied it, considering the fact that there's no repercussions, really. Like, it's not like he's an athlete doing something, but there aren't, though. Like, well, I guarantee you, he's not going to lose. What is he going to lose? A few thousand.
Unless he starts selling tests and GH, that's the problem. He was doing this entirely as a marketing strategy in order to sell product.
Do you think do you think there was a significant number of people that actually believe that he was natural and are buying his products?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think
people are fucking dumb.
Yeah.
Like, so
he had
dumb.
I think the majority of people just kind of go like, he's a fucking, crazy juiced psycho, but
Gary, he had a bunch
I also don't think people are buying his product. I really don't think his product is what's making money. I think he's got some other weird things going on, whether there are other companies that have invested in him. I do not think he's buying I don't think people are buying his product. It's really difficult to make a supplement that people buy that makes a lot of money. Especially if you're one person.
Even if the supplements weren't successful, though, just having I think he has 17 million following on Instagram, you could just run ads.
But he didn't have that 2 years ago, dude.
Sure.
My point.
I'm just saying, like, currently now, like, he obviously probably could make a decent amount of money doing that.
He spends $180,000 a year on drugs. That's not including food.
That's kind of nuts. It's so crazy.
Gary,
like, actually,
he's got 1.7.
Oh, 1.7 million? I thought it was 17 million. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but 18 months ago, he had 0.
Yeah. Which is impressive in its own. Like he did, like clearly has.
But he
done,
also hired a team.
It's interesting. I was talking to John about this today. It's interesting how you would think, like with social media and everything like that, right? You would think that like because everybody's lives are in everybody's face, it would become
Guys, look what I
more
just found.
obvious. Go ahead. What's up,
I
buddy?
just found. Can you see?
Barely.
So it's a new YouTube video saying, Liver King confession, I lied.
I guarantee you, it's
I didn't listen to that yet. I saw it.
I'll bet you that
It was posted today.
I'm willing to bet you that this is exactly what happens in that video. I've never watched that video. Here's what he did. He wrote that as a tag.
Write it down, guys. Write it down. Watch.
To get everybody to watch the video. Okay. So everybody goes, oh, he's going to admit he fucking is saucing or he's on PEDs. And what's going to happen is you're going to be like, oh yeah, I'm sorry guys, whatever. And he's going to like flip it somehow and be like, I lied to you when I told you like I was like half primal, but I'm actually fully primal. Like it's going to be some bullshit. Like,
yeah,
it's not going to be a real confession. There's no way.
Chris, are you going to watch the Pepsi documentary?
So I started to, and it's way too long because every documentary now, every series is 4 times the length it needs to be. That could have been 1 hour-long episode. I got through the second one, and I was like, and then Frankie was telling me I'm in it. Then my friends actually told me when I was in it, and I'm like, okay, so now I really don't need to finish it. Like, they showed Pacquiao. They showed him punching me. I was like, okay, cool.
I think you should sue them.
No, because I don't own the rights to the video.
Sue them.
Neither does Pacquiao. So we don't own the guys. Gary, you can speak to this. We're fighters. We don't own the rights to our fight videos. Yeah. So.
It's interesting. It's interesting how that works. We were actually discussing this in the car ride here. Because I think a lot of people have this misconception, like they think this way when it comes to like entertainers and fighters and these sorts of things. Like
it's casual Frankie speaking in.
You sign these contracts, and these contracts are not there to protect you at all. These contracts are there to give all the organization you're working for. The contract is there to give them as many rights as possible, and maybe if you're a fucking superstar and you're very, very valuable, you get to fight for a little bit of rights in your contract, just a little bit. But for the most part, your contract is fucking you out of what you would potentially deserve, right? So we're talking about like, a past fight that Chris Algieri has had. Like, he doesn't own any of that. Whatever company he signed his contract with, they own all of that. So they can keep showing his fights in perpetuity forever, and they could sell it again if they wanted to. They could use it to advertise something. They could do whatever the fuck they want with it and continue to make money for eternity. And Chris will never see a fucking dollar of that.
Fucking bullshit. Chris,
Frank, we're fighters. We are racehorses. We don't own our fucking selves. We don't own our image. We don't own anything.
Yep. It fucking sucks, dude. In that regard, like, tough.
Well,
you're looking at 2 fucking racehorses. That's it.
3.
You could literally have it. For example, like my, I had that match with Paul Harris. Like, is looked at as like one of the best matches in jiu-jitsu ever, right? Like, I don't fucking own the rights to that video in any way, shape, or form. I remember one time they came to me and they were like, oh man, we think it would be really cool if you did like a breakdown video of like your match with Paul Harris. I was like, yeah, that would be really cool if you were going to pay me to do it. And then they immediately didn't.
Dude,
I was like, Gordon does breakdown videos, and when he does, he gets paid money for it. I was like, so how much are you going to pay me to do that breakdown video? And they were like, and then he just never responded.
We should do one. We should do one, Garry.
Hey guys,
but
for the record, if you see me do anything, I'm getting paid. I do nothing for free. If you see me do anything, if I'm posting it, if I am in a video, if I am anything you can fucking think of, I am getting paid. I do nothing for free.
Yeah. It's a way to do it.
Garry,
for sure.
We should do that here, and you tell us like what you were thinking at the moment.
Well, we can. The only thing we can't do is we can't like put it side
Show
by
the video.
side in our own video. So we could do our own
Which
breakdown
is
if
so
we wanted
fucking
to.
gay.
No, then we
But then
can't do
people
it.
would have to like
'Cause then
match
they
it
don't-
up with
yeah,
the
no,
video
no.
or something, you know?
Forget it. It's okay. Fuck it.
I mean, people would still dig it. They would still want to hear it, you know, because you could play the audio at the same time that you were watching the video. But, you know, it's never going to link up perfectly.
Have you seen that, Chris?
What's that?
That match? The Paul Harris?
So early on, we first started this whole whatever this thing is. I did. I watched.
Whatever
I
the
watched.
fuck
I watched.
we're doing.
I did a deep dive on. I did a
was.
deep dive on Gary
Mhm.
and got into the whole
Dude,
dude.
it was
How
like
did your
a
deep
David
dive
and
on
Goliath
Frankie go?
match.
How was your deep dive on Frankie? What did you uncover when you
So
did?
I did
Bro,
that
I
in
sent
person.
I sent him like 20 of my street fights. I sent him 20 out of the 52 that I have registered.
Yeah.
So the first time I met Gary, we were on vacation together.
Frankie. you
Gary
mean.
and I, Frankie and I.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
first time we went on vacation together. We were in California.
Yep.
Our first trip, or Vegas.
Cali, then Vegas. Or
Right,
Vegas,
Cali, then Vegas.
I don't know,
We
something
we bet Cali, Vegas. Then we didn't. Do we do another one, or is it the same one with the California with the Seattle Seahawks?
Oh, yeah,
the
we
whole
went to
thing.
Seattle. Yeah.
Seattle was cool.
Dude,
No,
it's
but
going-
Gary, I've talked to you about your style many times on here about like
Yeah.
how fucking
you know
scrappy
what
are,
was
so,
cool
like,
about Seattle, Chris? That all these like pro athletes that are worth like more than most of the fighters,
yeah.
they
All of
really
them.
admire you guys.
Yeah.
Like
These
like
guys
you
came up to me. They were like, bro.
blown away. Yeah. They admire the
So-
fuck out of you guys. And
I told this story to my strength coach today. It was so funny. We were at the Seattle Seahawks. I think they won the Super Bowl that year or the year before.
I think
Was it that year?
Year before.
Anyway, so obviously we're at the tip top facility that it possibly could
Sure.
be. And these guys, first of all, guys is the wrong word. They are complete
Avatar.
fucking freaks of natures. They're all huge and fast and lean and athletic. There's this kid.
The cream of the crop.
Cream of the crop. There's this kid. He's probably 6'4" with blonde hair, like locks, ripped. He's got abs, probably 240. He's doing a full split. Right before practice starts, basically like this is how I warm up. Jumps up, sprints like faster than a car,
An
and
Olympic
catches the
athlete.
ball, and he runs over like, I'm so dumb. Whatever. Like he's just saying something stupid. And then we are watching them play. We're like, holy shit, these guys are like freight trains, like just running into each other and like super fast, whatever. They come off, practice ends. We're watching. Frankie is setting up the coffee and making sure these guys are all set, whatever. And homeboy comes, big dude, comes up and he's like, hey man, I heard you're a fighter. I'm a huge fight fan. Like total respect, but the guys are all asking, if you had to fight one of them, how would that go? He's like, meanwhile, he's like, bro, super respect. I think you beat everybody, but like, just what do you think? And I'm like, oh, bro, I knock him out in like literally immediately. He's like, I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew it. All right, I'm gonna go tell them. Runs back, tells them. I go to Frankie. I'm like, I'm not knocking out a single one of those motherfuckers.
Nobody.
None of them.
It's like I'll
No
fucking punch him in the
goddamn
face and it'll be
chance.
like a pillow.
Nothing. I'm breaking my fucking arm on that guy's head. He runs headfirst into 300-pound men. My fucking little knuckles are doing goddamn nothing to that guy.
Dude,
But I
and then-
lied
and
to
then-
him so
Yeah,
fast.
that was
Frankie
awesome,
goes,
though.
bro. Frankie's like, really? I'm like, no, absolutely not. He's like, but you answer so quickly. I'm like, I'm not gonna give him even a moment to think about it. I'm gonna be as confident as possible. I'm gonna tell him I'm fucking him up and all of his friends. Otherwise, I'm the
It's
bitch
like
walking out of
Gary.
here.
It's like
And
when
then-
you run
and
into
then
Cocaine Bear, you
listen,
just got to
listen.
get as big as possible and growl really loud. Like, don't think about it. Like, you're obviously not going to do well against the bear, but maybe you could intimidate him into thinking that you would
Dude,
do well.
Gary, and then this other player comes along and I guess he was like drinking Chimera because we had
Okay.
Chimera coffee in the Seattle Seahawks facilities.
Mhm.
I
And,
love
and
it.
he's like, "Oh, I'm a
Who-
big
who
fan.
doesn't?
What's up? I'm this and that." And we say hi to him. And no, I don't think he even said his name or anything like that. and he just wanted to come up and say like he loved the coffee and stuff. And
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, what a nice guy. Who is that?" And I'm like, "That's fucking Russell Wilson, you idiot." And Russell Wilson is one of like the top fucking players at the time.
Yeah.
Like, top NFL
Yes.
players at the time.
Like, oh, what a nice guy. That was cool.
Oh, what
He
a-
was like,
what a
that's
nice
fucking
guy.
Russell Wilson. Yeah, I'm
Like,
an
Russell
idiot. Yeah.
Wilson, you fucking bitch.
I mean, to be fair, if you brought me to most NFL teams
Yeah.
nowadays, I wouldn't know a single person.
It's all
So,
good, man.
I get it.
No problem.
But they were all so
nice.
cool. They were so respectful. They were
Nice.
very, very, very
Those
cool.
dudes.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so I took Chris to one of those experiences, and then I brought Garry to another one that was dark here in the DR.
In the DR.
In the darkness.
I've had some dark times in DR as well, as
Yeah.
we've covered in past episodes.
It gets dark there sometimes.
It gets very dark.
It's strange because Frankie,
Dark
you're,
and heavy.
you're such a
Dark and
beacon of
very
light.
heavy.
Heavy.
Very
Bro,
heavy.
I think I did to Garry something that I would do to like my worst enemy. This fucking guy, he passed with flying colors. Like it backfired on me.
God bless.
I think we've covered this story in
This is
past
how it's done.
episodes.
I'm like Theo. I don't think whatever I tried to do to Garry worked, bro.
Mm.
I'm not feeling too good about this. What happened?
I wish I could tell the
I-
story as it actually existed.
It
with
will.
with all of the people involved.
We'll get a
Like,
check.
I don't want to. I don't want to upset certain people that were involved.
So this is why we need a Patreon, guys. We need a Patreon so we can extend what
Ah.
actually happens on every
Yeah.
story we've ever told.
It was interesting.
It
We
was.
scratched the surface on
Let's just say someone was going through a tough breakup that was a female and was pretty good looking, and Frankie set me up with the opposite of that. and this person could not mentally conceptualize the idea that me and the opposite of that Frankie had set me up with would ever in a million years like that I would touch that person.
He was
They
wrong.
even
He
sat
was
together
very
in the
wrong.
same plane ride,
And Frankie also doubted me, and they were wrong.
bro.
Frankie doesn't get guys like you and me. He doesn't understand the lengths that we've been to, and
Dude.
will go.
You guys will go to very dark places.
Go to war, man.
Like,
This is what we do.
Literally
and
We
figuratively.
live there.
Garry came out of that fucking room.
All right.
Wait, how do you how Garry does his Bane? I was born in darkness. He came out of that room like that. Yeah, Frank.
I
didn't
think
feel
that you could fuck with
until I was
me.
already a man.
You thought
I was
that
thinking
you
of-
could fuck with me. I was
I
born
was
in
thinking of a very-
darkness.
I
Bring
always
them
think
all.
of an underrated movie, Keanu Reeves, Constantine, when he's
Oh,
like
saw that one.
the demon fighter. Such a good movie. And there's that super handsome blonde British guy, and he hits
Okay.
him with the flamethrower. And the guy, he's like a demon, and he gets up, and
Yeah.
he's like fire. He was like, I was born of this. Why would you do that to me? And I'm always just like,
Yeah.
that's what I think about it. I'm like, dude, we are born of the fire. You can't throw us in it and expect us not to thrive.
Yeah.
And the fire being Jersey.
The fire being
Being Jersey.
being shitty people.
Oh shit.
Oh, depravity.
Oh boy,
I think that's a good point to end on.
Yeah.
And
this
then,
might be our longest episode ever.
Yeah, this was pretty
Yeah.
long.
Dope. Hi, bitches.
All right, dudes. We're getting close. We're in December now. This is
What
crazy.
is that? What is that, Garry? Oh shit, that's a microphone.
It glows in the dark, which is a good, very
It's pretty sick.
to have that. Frank, go get some more wine, dude. Go open another bottle or go with some
Yeah.
whiskey.
I will.
what are you
I
doing?
Yeah,
gotta
step
do
it
it.
up a notch. Come on, let's go.
I motherfuckers. Peace
Gary,
out.
go train hard, bro.
I move
Yes, sir. Thanks a
Love
lot,
you,
guys.
bitches.
for
Take care.
no man.